Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this afternoon, Costa Rican man fined for entering wrong house in Caribbean estate. Costa Rican national Roy Campos, who entered the wrong house in the Caribbean estate gated community in St. Catherine after having too much to drink in December, has been fined $300,000 or 3 months imprisonment for housebreaking. The 23-year-old technician, who was staying in the community while employed as a port operator, pleaded guilty to housebreaking with intent in the St. Catherine Parish Court on Friday. His attorney Sheldon Campbell, with the aid of an interpreter, argued for leniency before Senior Parish Court Judge Desiree Allain during the sentencing. "My client went out with friends to have drinks and he became intoxicated. He was confused in the community where the houses are similar and they simply entered the wrong house. He had no intent to commit a crime but made an error in judgment," Campbell said. The incident occurred around 3:30 a.m. on December 30, 2024, when the complainant, a resident of Caribbean Estate in Greater Portmore, was awakened by an odor and saw Campos inside her home with a light. The police were contacted and Campos was arrested on suspicion of burglary. The investigating officer told the court that there was no evidence of forced entry and nothing was reportedly stolen from the dwelling. After reviewing the facts, Judge Allain reduced the charge from burglary to housebreaking, noting the absence of criminal intent and Campos's remorse. She also noted that being drunk was not a defense. St. Catherine man accused of threatening ex-girlfriend with a gun granted $500,000 bail. A St. Catherine man accused of threatening the mother of his 2 children with a gun at their home was on Friday granted $500,000 bail in the parish court. Romario Marsh, who is a Mason, is charged with using a firearm to commit a felony and assault at a common law. "Your Honor, my client has nothing to do with a gun. He doesn't own one, nor did he threaten the complainant with one. The relationship went sour as she is now having an affair with a policeman and decided to hurt my client," argued his attorney, Franklin Grignon. The lawyer argued that, having gone to collect his clothes from the dwelling he once shared with the complainant and his 2 children, he was threatened by her. Senior Parish Court Judge Desiree Allain asked the complainant if Marsh had threatened her with a gun, but the woman didn't answer. She explained that she wanted out of the relationship as it was not progressive, although they share children. Having furnished the court with an alternative address, bail was granted on condition that he reports to the Port Maria police once weekly. The matter was transferred to the gun court for mention on February 7. Allegations are that on the early morning of November 2, 2024, the complainant was at home when the accused came to collect his belongings. He was reportedly denied access to the premises and proceeded to bang on the door. The woman reported that she was threatened and that he pulled a firearm and made more threats. He was subsequently arrested and charged. PNP saddened by passing of Jess primary principal and wife. The People's National Party has joined others in expressing deep sadness over the tragic passing of Jess Primary School Principal O'Neill Stevens and his wife, Kamisha Lindsay Stevens, who were killed in a car crash in the United States on Friday. The PNP, in a media release on Sunday, said their untimely deaths are a devastating blow to their daughters, the school community, and the nation at large. Deputy Shadow Minister of Education and Community Development, Dr. Kenneth Russell, expressed that this time of immense grief calls for the entire community to join together in supporting the family, particularly the late couple's daughters. "As a community, let us come together to reflect on and build upon the values of excellence and service that Mr. and Mrs. Stevens so passionately championed," Russell said. He added that Stevens was an exemplary leader whose vision and dedication transformed Jess Primary into a beacon of excellence and who served the education system with a distinction at both the primary and the secondary levels. Russell said Stevens' unwavering commitment to excellence and his focus on the holistic development of students have left a legacy that will endure for generations. He also described Lindsay Stevens as a pillar of strength and kindness who was dedicated to improving the school and its community. Dr. Russell emphasized that the Ministry of Education and the school administration can count on the full support of the PNP as they help the community heal. The PNP also extends its full support to the teachers, staff, students, and the parents as they navigate this tragic situation, Russell said. Our thoughts and prayers are with all who are mourning the loss of these remarkable individuals. May their souls rest in peace, and may their legacy continue to inspire and uplift us all, he added. 2 persons of interest in custody, Headless body found in Trelawney. The Trelawney police have taken 2 persons of interest into custody in connection with a headless body that was discovered in the parish on the morning of Monday, December 9. The body was reportedly spotted in a pit by a farmer who was on his way to his farm in the Allside community. An alarm was raised, and on the arrival of the police, the headless body was removed from the hole after the scene was processed by investigators. The police say the investigation continues surrounding the ghastly discovery. Some 24 murders were recorded in Trelawney in 2024. IDT orders Wendalco to reinstate employee with a financial compensation. The Industrial Disputes Tribunal has ordered Wendalco to reinstate a former employee and to pay him $2.5 million. The company had dismissed Ainsley Robinson for alleged breach of contract for claiming payment for hours that the company said were not actually worked. In handing down the decision in favor of Mr. Robinson, the IDT also said that if Wendalco failed to reinstate him as directed, the company would be obliged to pay him $4 million for his unjustifiable dismissal. Wendalco had claimed that it suffered a financial loss of $467,250 as a result of the alleged action of Robinson. However, after hearing submissions from attorneys representing Wendalco, as well as the Union of Technical, Administrative, and Supervisory Personnel, the IDT said that Mr. Robinson should be reinstated on or before January 13, 2025, and paid the sum as directed. The IDT panel heard that on October 29, 2020, Mr. Robinson was asked to act in the vehicle shop until November 2, 2020 as a vehicle shop facilitator and acting team leader. This came about while another employee was away from work in quarantine after he contracted COVID-19. Mr. Robinson was later fired from the company after Wendalco said he made claims for payment for hours he did not work while acting in the role. After Mr. Robinson's dismissal, the company advised him of his right to appeal. He appealed, but the decision to terminate his contract was upheld. In arriving at its conclusion, the tribunal based its findings on the fact that Mr. Robinson was asked to act in the position of vehicle shop team leader as a result of someone contracting COVID-19 without him being trained in the appropriate discipline. He had never acted in that position before. The tribunal also agreed with the factual findings of the disciplinary panel at Wendalco that Robinson did not knowingly attempt to defraud the company of $467,250. Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.